Alright, YouTube, this is my first ever video sharing my, relatively new passion slash hobby of watch collecting. I've always enjoyed watches and liked them and admired them throughout, growing up, but I never really plunged myself into the rabbit hole that it is until about a year ago when I actually, decided, "Hey, I'm going to buy my first mechanical watch that I actually buy for myself." And while doing the research and you know how it goes, you start getting obsessed. I started getting obsessed about so many different things, and one thing led to another, and here I am thinking, I'll just buy one, like cool, nice mechanical watch, and I'll be good. But nope. Uh, I have got a little too not too far. Obviously, it's nothing crazy, but um, it's just been an awesome experience, and I kind of want to share the pieces that I currently have in my collection with you guys. So, without further ado, let's kind of start the journey. First watch. So this is a five watch collection. I have a watch over here as well, over there. Like I said, I'm sorry if I ramble a little bit. I just kind of want to go over my pieces and explain to you why I got them, why they're special to me, and kind of like where the state of the collection is as of now. So, first is going to be the first watch I ever ordered. A lot of research. I didn't know what to get, but first one I ordered was the Seiko. So, this is a Seiko Presage. It's one of those cocktail limited pieces they made. Um, I just loved what really sold me on this was the dial. I don't know if the camera can capture it, but the dial is just simply awesome. Like it has this really cool texture. I think they call it matcha, or it's some Japanese cocktail they make. And they also have like a really nice like green, like a lighter green, like the more fear. It's kind of a way more aggressive green that they have, and I almost bought that one, but this just kind of was more my taste. It's a little more subtle, just more classy. That's just my opinion. I do have it on a Barton strap because the factory strap this came with was atrocious. It was a joke. But yeah, like this was the first one I came up with, and I really like it. I don't see a lot of these out there. I think Seiko has awesome bang for your buck. Some, mechanical Seiko movement, obviously. It's finished pretty well for the money. I think you can get this watch around like 500 bucks. Um, it's a really solid piece. I actually don't wear this often though, because I quickly found out that this is to me more like a dressy piece. I mean, you can wear with anything really, but I like to wear this when I'm dressing up for a special occasion. I just love it for that. And I don't really dress up that much. So to be honest, it gets the less time in my wrist. But it's a lovely watch, and it's gonna stay in the collection because it has its spot. So yeah, that's the Seiko. I'll put the in the description the actual model number. Like I said, I know it's a Presage. It's a cocktail limited edition, but I don't remember the exact serial number. So yeah, lovely watch. First ever watch I came up with, and then it went from there. So I'll put that on the side. So the second watch I bought, and actually this was the first watch I actually bought that I wore, because when I purchased this Seiko, I purchased it online and it didn't come for like a couple weeks. But I was, of course, very anxious, and I'm like, I want something else. I think I want something else. A two watch collection will be fine. So I went to an authorized dealer and picked up this piece. This is, let me pick it up here. This is the Hamilton Pilot Day Date. And the reason I came up with this model was because I'm a big movie fan, and I do remember watching Interstellar, and Cooper was wearing this watch. And as I was researching, I saw this watch for sale in Hamilton's website. And I'm like, wait a minute, that looks awfully familiar. And that's what it is. And then I did more research on it, and I found out details that just intrigued me. I think it's an awesome entry-level Swiss piece. So this is, I think it retails around $800. You can get it a little bit cheaper at the AD. I'm sure you can get, a few $100 off at the AD, but it's actually really nice. It's finished to a point where, to me, as an entry level, watch enthusiast, someone new to the hobby, I saw it in person and I'm like, this is a really nice piece. I like the details of it. I love how it is, like I said, date complication. It has an 80-hour power reserve, in-house movement, which is pretty neat. Here's kind of the back side, if I can focus. And I wear my watches. I wear this a lot. This is kind of my everyday / casual piece that I just wear if I'm just out and about, don't have to think too much of it. And it gets a lot of wearing time, and it has already a lot of wear and tear, but nothing bad. Just like I said, I wear it and I love it. It's a really nice piece. It gets worn a lot, and not a whole much more to say, but it's an enjoyable piece that I do like. Like I said, technically, even though this is the second watch I've bought, I wore this for the first time ever as a watch enthusiast, or beginning to be a watch enthusiast. So I bought this within the same period of the Seiko. So yeah, that's my second piece. Put that on the side. So after that, of course, maybe a month or two goes by, and I'm like, I think I want a dive watch now. And I'm researching, and I find that the Aquis, I found Oris, and I really love just everything about the brand. I love their Aquis model, the Oris Aquis. But I wasn't sure what I wanted. At first I thought I was gonna get the red dial version, but I wasn't 100% sure. It didn't call me. I wasn't obsessed over it. And then I found one video online showing this model. This is the Oris Aquis Dot Watt limited edition. So I saw a video of a YouTuber showing this off, and I was blown away. I was just in love with it. I wanted a blue dial watch really a lot too, and I wanted a dive watch. I wanted an Aquis, and I'm a sucker for complications. Even though it's not a complex complication, I love astronomy, and the fact this has a moon phase complication and a tide complication, it was really cool to me, and it really just drew me to this piece. They made 2009 pieces of this to commemorate the year that I think, don't quote me on this, I'm not an expert, but it's like a region called the Badlands around where this whole ordeal, like anniversary, whatever it was, they made. So it was just cool. The backstory was cool. I just love how it looks. Let me take it out of here. It's a beautiful watch. I love the dial. Love how it goes from like a dark blue to like a gray towards the bottom. And like I said, there's that other marker that indicates the moon phase. And I like it. It's not really an in-house movement. It's modified, but I think this is like an ETA movement. And here's the case back. It says the Dot Watt limited edition. This is 379 of 2009. And I've worn this. I've already made such good memories with this watch. I was in Puerto Rico snorkeling with sharks, and I had this on, and I have videos of it. So it's just a really cool watch. I do love this. I always wear it when I'm in the beach or just anything that's kind of like water related, and sometimes even when I'm out and about, it's just a lovely watch. No, yeah, it's a lovely piece. It has a lot of wear and tear, as you can see. I wear it a lot, and it's just I love the bracelet. The tapered bracelet on this thing is super nice. It's integrated, but it's a really nice high quality bracelet. That's something that I really also like about this watch. I think this one retails for like $27.50. Like I said, I got a few $100s off at the AD. You can expect to get discounts on these. I'm not sure if it's readily available anymore. I'm sure you can still get it if you want it, but it is a limited piece. It's not like it's 200 limited, but they made a couple thousand of these. So, but yeah, super really like this. I think it's very unique, and it's a really cool model. So that's the Aquos That What limited edition. All right, so wait, no, before that, the next watch I actually bought is not here. I wanted a beater watch because at the time I was wearing a Fitbit when I'm buying all these watches, and I would only wear all these watches when I'm not wearing my Fitbit. And I became so obsessed with mechanical watches and everything that I'm like, I threw away the Fitbit and I'm like, I need a mechanical watch for everyday purposes. So I did some research. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. And I came up with of course, trusty Seiko 5. Now, if you look at this Seiko 5, it might look interesting. Something's a little odd about it. As you can see, let me focus on it. What's so different about this Seiko 5? Well, it is modded. So I actually purchased this Seiko 5 and I was looking into modding. And I said, you know what? Let's make this kind of unique. I'm usually all about factory everything, but this is my beater. I don't care. I just want to do something kind of cool. So I bought this Yachtmaster bezel. This has a double dome crystal, if you can tell here. And I bought the Mercedes hands, which I actually drive a Mercedes, and I know these are the Rolex Mercedes hands, but it's kind of cool. I don't know, just something kind of silly. But it's, and then I also bought this rubber band with a Seiko buckle. Oh, where is it? There it is. And it's a good watch. It gets the job done. It's reliable. It can get wet. It's not really a dive watch. You can't really wear it to any significant depth. But at the same time, I'm not going to be diving, so who cares? But yeah, this is a good little watch. Gets the job done. I wear it every day, and I just, for everything. I wear this thing every day. I think this retails for like $250, $300, and I probably spent a couple $100 modding it, so that's my daily. And lastly, but not least important, so this is the watch that I always wanted. After doing all the research, after finding out who I am as a watch collector, I wanted to buy something powerful. So when my business turned 1 year old, I decided I wanted to buy a special piece. For that special piece, the brand that kind of reflects who I am as a watch collector, what I value in collecting, and what I love in a watch, is Grand Seiko. So this is the very popular Grand Seiko Snowflake. So this watch is special. I mean, it is, I can't describe it. I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but I absolutely adore this watch. From the finishing to the dial, like it is a gorgeous dial with like the snowflake texture. And the hands, I mean, if you just look at the hands, they're like swords. Just every detail. The hour markers are polished. It's very light because of this titanium construction. The movement, the spring drive movement's really unique and something that I just loved and thought it was very interesting. And this is the piece that obviously I'm obsessed with. If I have to keep one, of course, it'll be this. Here's this Grand Seiko Snowflake. I love this thing. It's just beyond gorgeous. I think this retails for around $5,900. It was a big purchase, but in a year, this is probably like a $10,000 watch collection, which that spiraled out of control. Here I am thinking I'm gonna spend like $400 or $500 on a watch, and I'll be cool. And at the end of the year, I've spent 10 grand on watches. But yeah, no, it's lovely. I love this watch. A lot of people hate on the bracelet. They say it's not like it doesn't match the quality of the dial. I think the quality is good on the bracelet, but I can see what they're saying, especially when I compare this to my Oris Aquis. Because the Oris, I don't know, like this bracelet is like hefty. It's not titanium, it's steel, and it's like it's just super nice. Like I actually think this bracelet's nicer than this one. But at the same time, this is titanium, so I know it's not the same. It's not comparing apples to apples. But to be honest, it fits it because it's so light and it fits the personality of this watch. And I wouldn't change anything. So super happy with this watch. I love this Grand Seiko. I will be buying many other Grand Seikos in the future because this is my favorite brand. I just think they're just a masterpiece in general. I love them. So that's the Grand Seiko. And to end this video, I just kind of want to say what's next. I'm really happy with the collection as of now. I think the 5-watch collection is perfect to rotate the amount of watches that I do. But definitely, I would love to have a GMT watch. The one that I like the most is the Omega Aquaterra World Timer. I think that's amazing. I love that dial. I love the complication. And I would like to own an Omega one day. So that's probably what's next for me in terms of watch collecting. Might happen sometime later this year. But that watch I want to buy when I'm traveling somewhere in a whole different continent. So I'm planning to do a trip to Europe. And I might buy the a world timer then, so we'll see. But I'm pretty satisfied for what I have, and just wanted to kind of share my collection and kind of my just all the little details about it. I appreciate you watching. It's kind of a long video, so either way, thank you. Have a good one.